Hey guys, Shadylikeatree here, and welcome into some Smite Saturday for you. This is some Artemis gameplay. I really like the Hunter classes. I've been learning to play this game over the last few weeks, and I've found that I like the Hunter classes the most. Your Cupid, this character in particular, not so much the mages. Also the Guardians, I'm also having a fun time playing with. So I'm going to try to bring you some different characters and kind of alternate between, my favorite ones, so that way you're not seeing, always Cupid or always this character or always someone else. So I'm just going to try to do that from now on, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. But enough about the gameplay. I wanted to talk about Ubisoft, and I wanted to talk about kind of how I've completely and utterly and wholeheartedly lost confidence in this game company. And this has been, I think, a lot of it's been, their recent releases, but it's also been, to some degree, some of the things that I've been thinking about, some of the things that I've been kind of hearing other people talk about. And it's about how they had Watch Dogs and they had other games, but specifically Watch Dogs. They had all the things that they showed, because what they showed at E3 2012 and 2013 was a different, completely visual experience than what was shipped with the game. Now, I could sit here and talk about, the legal things and how this should be illegal, that they should have to debut a game, as it is, or as they plan to release it. But I don't think you could really do that. I don't foresee there being a set of circumstances or a legal way to do that without a whole lot of kind of runaround. But this does kind of shake my confidence in the company. And we're talking about Ubisoft, the same people who have made the Assassin's Creed series forever, and who have been known to kind of be innovative but not really execute their innovation. While I think the Assassin's Creed ship series, I don't know how you pronounce the plural of series, but have been worked out. They haven't delivered on Watch Dogs, and they haven't delivered on a lot of promises in the past. And I have already pre-ordered the crew. I haven't completely paid for it. I think I've put like $12 down or what have you. But it really shakes my confidence that the demo I played at PAX in April is gonna be what comes out. Is gonna be a better version of that, or at least as good of a version as what I played. There's no confidence in that. And a lot of this goes back to when I played Duke Nukem. The only reason I bought that game, or well, the main reason I bought that game at launch and paid $60 for it, was because I played the demo and I thought the demo was great. The demo was amazing. The demo was a lot of fun. But the demo was the first level and was the only polished, clean version of the game. Was the only polished and awesome part of the game. After that, sure, you had your awesome moments, but there were glitches. The mirrors didn't look right. This was bad. That was bad. I could talk about it for forever, about all the things with that game that were bad. And this, to me, while Ubisoft didn't make that game, they certainly have made choices, questionable choices, that lead me to believe that they're trying to hide. And I know that the purpose of Ubisoft and of the game makers is to sell a good game. Well, not just sell a good game. It's basically to make money, and they're going to do that any way they can. And they've lost my trust, and it's something that they're going to have to work to get back. And it's something they're really going to have to earn, to be honest. There's not been a game that they have blown me away with in recent memory. I've played most of the Assassin's Creed minus the first one. Everyone has told me kind of not to play that one because it's just not executed very well. But Watch Dogs sold a lot, and I think a lot of that was just kind of based on, and the hype was so real with that game. The hype on Watch Dogs, it was really innovative. And again, I'm going to talk about Watch Dogs specifically in its own review that I'm trying very desperately to put together, but having trouble finding the right words. It was very innovative, yes. It was different, very much so. But at the end of the day, it really didn't execute very well. There's a laundry list of issues and a laundry list of things that don't look the way they should have based on previous versions of the game. They don't act the way they should based on previous versions of the game, or they don't sound the way they should based on previous versions of the game. And to me, if something doesn't look, act, feel, sound the way it did when you were demonstrating the game, or when you were showing it off and trying to court people into buying your game, to me that's basically just lying to people, and that's not a good thing. That's not a thing I want out of a game company. And my trust is broken in Ubisoft so much so that I've decided I'm just not going to buy the crew. I'm going to not get it at launch and actually see from other people and see from actually how the release is supposed to be before buying the game, because I have no confidence in their ability as a developer to be honest and be truthful with what their game actually is. You know, I did get hands-on with the game already, as I said, but at the end of the day, you know, I can't trust that that's going to be the same experience that I had. And it's, you know, it's disappointing because I really am looking forward to that. It seems like it's going to be a fun multiplayer driving game where you can team up and take down other cars, but at the same time, you know, it could be totally different, and it could be much, much worse by the time launch comes. Even though, you know, they're going to spend all this money and all this energy and all this time trying to improve the game and make it the best experience they can. Now, I've talked a lot about the things that they've done, and I understand that, you know, everything you like to do with a game or in a game can't happen. You know, you know, mechanics take time to work, and things maybe don't work right, but I feel like you shouldn't be able to advertise, you know, things you want to do or things you're trying to do until you've actually accomplished them. A good example of this, I think, is one of my favorite games ever, one of my favorite, I'll call it a franchise because the DLC was so good, The Last of Us. In the main game, they had always wanted to do faction-on-faction combat, meaning, you know, the bad people that you have to kill, the hunter-gatherers, etc., fighting against the clickers. Well, they never advertised that in the main game. It doesn't happen in the main game. But they were able to get it just right enough that they were able to do it in the DLC, and it's prominently featured in, I think, 3 different spots where you can activate the clickers and the walkers and get them to go after the hunters and vice versa. So instead of, you know, the single person as either Ellie or Joel having to go against, you know, 10 people and 5 clickers, you may only have to go against 1 or 2 people and a clicker, or no infected because all the hunters killed the infected, or no people because all the hunters or all the infected were able to kill off all of the scavengers and hunters. So I think that that's example of doing things right, and I think Naughty Dog as a whole has done it right. I really admire them. I know that there have been a few hiccups here and there, but, you know, with Uncharted series, especially with Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2, Uncharted 2 blew a lot of people out of the way, out of the water. They improved so much on Uncharted 1, which I have since played. And Uncharted 3 was not made out to be like this revolutionary, completely different thing. You know, they added a couple new elements, but for the most part, Uncharted 3 was an expansion on Uncharted 2 with a new story, a couple of new elements, and things like that. But they didn't promise us the world and then not deliver. You know, that's not something they do there at Naughty Dog, and that's something that I'm very happy, you know, that they've done. And again, I use the example because they also made The Last of Us, and, you know, they promised us things and they delivered. And until Ubisoft promises things that they deliver on, I think that my trust in them will forever be uneasy. And it's not something that's going to be, you know, quick to come back with a good release, like if The Crew releases well, or if the new Assassin's Creed releases well, which I'm not going to buy the new Assassin's Creed, but that's beside the point. I've just lost all trust and all belief that Ubisoft will do what they say they're going to do what they plan to do, and really do what is right. Because, as we've evidenced over the last several weeks, time and time again, you know, it's not right. You know, they've done the wrong thing. And I'm not even going to get on the high horse about the women in Assassin's Creed thing, because to me that is just so stupid it's not worth talking about. Because how you cannot put women in the game, especially when one of the most polished and well-known French assassins was a woman is just beyond me. But nonetheless, I guess, um, I'll pick my battles, and I'll choose this one to not to stay out of because it's been beat with a dead horse. So I guess too long didn't read. Moral of the story is I don't trust Ubisoft, and I'm still waiting for them to deliver a good experience, and yeah, and they haven't done that yet for a lot of games. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Smite Saturday. I will see you guys next time. Take care and have a good day.